Tonight, as Ukraine's counteroffensive in the east grinds forward, Russia raising the nuclear stakes and moving tactical nuclear warheads to its neighbor and ally, Belarus. That's according to the country's president, Alexander Lukashenko, who says the weapons are 3 times more powerful than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. No official confirmation from the Kremlin, which previously said the weapons would be moved later this summer, in what would be the first time Russia has deployed nuclear weapons beyond its borders since the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Survivors say 750 people were on the boat that capsized off the Greek coast on Wednesday. Only 100 of them were rescued, meaning this could be one of the worst refugee disasters in the Mediterranean. Police have arrested 9 survivors on suspicion of people smuggling. The Greek Coast Guard escorted the trawler for hours, but watched helplessly as it sank in minutes, saying the migrants had refused help and insisted on continuing to Italy.
Just 30 kilometers from the demilitarized zone in Pocheon, Gyeonggi-do province on Thursday, President Yoon Suk-yeol amplified his strong message toward North Korea with fighter jets, tanks, and artillery as he himself supervised the last day of the ROK-US Annihilation live-fire exercise, the largest ever by the 2 allies' joint forces. The 3-week exercise, resumed after a 6-year hiatus, is back bigger than ever and coincides with the 70th anniversary of the ROK-US alliance. 610 weapons, 71 units, and 2,500 soldiers were involved, including South Korean F-35 fighters and K-9 self-propelled howitzers, as well as US F-16 jets and Grey Eagle drones.
South Korea's military says North Korea test-fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles Thursday off its east coast.
The launch came as the U.S. and South Korea wrapped up a 5th round of joint military drills near the Korean border. The North criticized those joint exercises as, quote, provocative and irresponsible. This is North Korea's first launch in a little bit more than 2 weeks.
25 passengers on a bus that collided with a semi-truck. And families wait to find out if their loved one is one of 10 taken to hospital or one of the 15 who have died. Both vehicles were destroyed in the crash that halted traffic for hours. It happened just before noon local time on a stretch of the Trans-Canada Highway between Winnipeg and Brandon. The bus was headed south from the city of Dauphin on its way to a casino near Carberry. That's when it collided with a truck that was traveling east.
Germany's Bundestag released $600 million on Wednesday, the first payment in a deal for Israel's Arrow 3 air defense system. The final contract, which Berlin hopes to complete by year's end, will be worth more than $4 billion. Germany wants the system operational by 2025. There's a reason for the urgency. Germany is acutely aware of the importance of air defenses. Just weeks after Russia's February invasion of Ukraine last year, Germany began examining Israeli air defense options. With years of experience facing rocket attacks, Israel is a world leader in the technology.
This is Peter du Toit reporting live from the stranded SAA A340-400 plane, where we have been sitting on the tarmac for almost 24 hours, approaching 24 hours now, as Polish authorities have steadfastly refused to let South African security personnel get off the plane as was intended originally. SAA staff have been quite brilliant in supporting everyone on the plane. Conditions on the plane are now starting to resemble that of a refugee camp, as supplies are running thin. All salty cracks have been consumed. No cool drink has is left on the plane, and it doesn't look like the Poles will let us into the country. The security detail that was supposed to protect the president on his visit to Kyiv is still on the plane. Last night the Poles refused to let us disembark, refused to let us do anything and everything. We are still stuck on the plane with no sign of us ever leaving this tarmac.